you were creeped out when you saw me sitting in the bushes company. But you know what? That was my own house. It's a record-breaking Big Dave and Company podcast this week as TV finds another way to endanger your life. We discover our Jewish ancestry, and I set a very important record. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Big Dave and Company podcast, coming to you almost live from the Gigabyte Systems studios here in Sub-Basement 4 of the worldwide headquarters. I am, of course, Big Dave. With me, my usual company, the unpaid interns, the lovely Emily. Who's that? Cumberbund from the FCC.
Sarah Tance.
Kona the Wonder Puppy. And, of course, my technical producer, all-around good guy, and collector of celebrity Adam's apple photographs, Michael Licious. Hi, Michael Licious.
I have some very interesting Adam's apple photographs of Janet Reno. Actually.
Yeah, those are good. My favorite are your Stephen Baldwin's, though, because you have that like action sequence as it's flopping around when he was trying to say Mississippi.
Tough to get.
Very. You should be proud of your
I am proud.
Celebrity Adam's apple photograph.
I plan
collection.
on maybe after I retire from the podcast, maybe starting a museum.
Oh yeah,
to display these, just, for the country to enjoy.
What about like a book you could sell on Amazon?
Yeah, like a coffee table book or something. Mm-hmm. Good idea.
Well, we thank you all for being here today.
Would you do the foreword?
I'd love to.
That'd be great.
Sure. That's going to be exciting. I can't wait to get my hands on a copy of that. Only $159.99 American, $178.92 Canadian.
That's right. Well, based on whatever the exchange rate is.
Yes. We have exciting podcasts this week. Did you know that?
I did.
Exciting podcast. And we'll get to that in a minute. But first, I should tell you, it's all brought to you by the Morningwood Estates. It is, for those you don't know, in the area around Morningwood Estates, it's bird hunting season.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And they invite you to come be part of the Morningwood Estates official bird hunt.
Pheasants, partridges.
No. You can't
Big
expect a woman as classy and landed as Lady Rebecca to go out and actually hunt birds.
Oh, okay.
So they invite the public to bring their pet birds to Morningwood Estate where she will blast them with her shotgun free of charge.
So she actually does shoot a firearm, though.
Yeah.
She doesn't have somebody
right at your parakeet or $4,000 tropical sparrow.
Wow.
Your African swallow, whatever you happen to have.
I had an African swallow once.
Stop. So that's the Morningwood Estate official bird hunt. Go online for details how to sign up. Lady Rebecca can hunt your bird.
Wake up with Morningwood.
Wow, this is all going so well. Listen, I got to tell you something. I love television. First of all, I love segues, and we're going to talk about that more later.
You are a master of the segue, and I remember I gave you a challenge.
Yes,
last
we're
week.
going to talk. We're going to take care of that a little bit later today. That's called a teaser right there.
That
I
was,
just
a
teased
little
everybody.
teaser.
But first, we need to talk about the news, and I want to talk about television because I love television.
Was that the signal to do the news?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I would literally make love to my television if I could.
I've
tried on
that
several
one
occasions.
night when you were really drunk. You tried to make love to your television.
I tried the other night when I was stone cold sober. That's how much I love it.
Oh, you need to get laid, man.
But let me tell you that television can be dangerous,
especially when you're trying to have sex with it.
Yeah. Not only do people, blame it for like increase in childhood obesity,
sure,
violence
things
like that, and not only can it be bad for your eyes, and not only does my 1956 Radiation King television probably shrink my testes,
the Radiation King,
but
it really does warm the cockles of your heart.
And not only can you said cockles. What part of your heart is the cockles? Is that the part down by your wangus?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's where my cockles are.
The thing about television is they can also start fires. Did you know that?
No.
They can start fires like electrical fires and that kind of thing.
Well, sure.
But
anything electrical could.
They can start fires in another way. And we're going to find out about that now because it's time for the news. Was that a good enough cue?
That was a hell of a good teaser.
Thank you.
So you give them the teaser, and then we play the news, and now they're really ramped up.
Yep, this is from Springfield News Leader via the Associated Press, Springfield, Missouri, not Simpson.
I'm sure that has a large subscribership.
Firefighters say TV left in sun likely caused blaze. A big screen television left outside in the sun this week was blamed for a fire that caused minor damage to a Springfield apartment. Assistant Fire Chief Randy Valine said called the blaze bizarre and said mirrors inside the projection television likely bounced and concentrated sunlight enough to start a fire. The TV was left outside the apartment building Monday with the screen facing toward a parking lot. The Springfield News Leader reported that one person was arrested at the scene on suspicion of an unrelated charge, but Valines declined to give additional details. One apartment complex resident was treated for smoke inhalation but refused further treatment. Officials said a sprinkler system installed on the outside patio possibly prevented the blaze from spreading more rapidly to the wooden balconies above the patio.
That's weird.
So the sun hit the TV just in a way that it like bounced off mirrors, very cartoonish, I imagine.
I'm sure.
Very
I wonder if
focused.
it's like one of those really old, like original projections
Probably.
that you had to be like exactly in the center to even see the picture.
Sure. Well, I would nowadays, if I had a new projection TV, I wouldn't be leaving it outdoors
Well, unless you had
on my patio.
right, unless it was broke,
True.
because they charge you to haul that shit away these days.
I know. Unless
It's
you
not
dump
like
it
when
out in
I
the
was a
forest.
kid, where you just take it down to the river and toss it in.
But public service announcement from all of us here at the Big Dave and Company podcast: be careful where you leave your big screen projection TVs. It could start fires.
Face it either north or south, so you don't get direct
Sure.
sunlight.
And if you happen to start it on fire, then you can do like Michaelicious and throw it in the river.
Then it's okay.
Well, if it's burning,
Isn't it
yes.
still polluting?
I don't know.
Can't you just get the garden hose and
Fire melts off all
Maybe
those pollutants.
call 911 and have the fire department come over?
911 dispatcher is going to tell you to throw it in the nearest river, pond, lake, swimming pool,
Stream,
stream,
hot tub.
hot tub. Yes. Then it would short out and create a hot tub time machine.
Hey, we should make a movie like that called Hot Tub Time Machine.
We should.
It'd
and
be
we
a
should-
hit.
We should get one of them Cusacks to do it. They're all washed up. News today brought to you by our good friends at the Jingwack Shores Resort. Off-season rates apply right now. Get in before the lake turns to the tepid winter swamp. Great prices now at the Jingwack Shores Resort in beautiful Marinesco, Michigan.
Marinesco, Michigan. Where's that, near Detroit?
No, it's about as far from Detroit as you can get.
Where's it at? You're like a geography guy.
It's like in the upper peninsula part, like way on the west part.
Like
been there.
Wisconsin's hat.
Kind of, yeah. It's up in Wisconsin's hat. If it was, if the UP is Wisconsin hat, Marinesco would be the yellow button that you put on it that says like "I love Cheerios" right on the front brim.
Okay.
To be like
I gotcha.
cheeky and interesting when you're like a.
I can see it. I'm
if-
picturing it.
Like if Blossom were wearing the hat.
Blossom, sure.
If Blossom was Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula hat, it would be her button or her flower right on the Marinesco. Jingwack Shores Resort. Call and go online.
So Marinesco, the button on Wisconsin's hat.
Yes.
Is that their?
That's their. It will be now that we've said it will be their tourism slogan, I'm sure. But go call it now. They have really good off-season rates. They have fantastic colors at Jingwack Shores Resort. But about this time of the year, the lake turns over and turns into this tepid, tsetse fly infested winter swamp.
Oh, we don't want that.
So get in before that happens.
yeah.
I mean, no,
Might
it's a
already, might already be too late.
No, I mean it's a beautiful lake, pristine year-round at the Jingwack Shores Resort. I'm glad they reopened after that ski jumping fiasco that they had.
The incident. It was more of an incident.
Anyway, on to something else that's going on. I'm gonna read this to you, this headline to you from an
Okay.
article I read.
Okay. Because
And-
I don't know how to read.
Right, and then once your brain has leaked out your ear, plopped on your shoulder, you've reconstituted and put it back in, we can talk about this.
Okay, let's do it.
This is from the Daily Mail, which is in England. I don't give a shit where it is. Meet the Polish neo-Nazi skinhead couple who discovered they are Jewish and turned their lives around.
Okay, read that one more time.
Meet the Polish neo-Nazi skinhead couple who discovered they are Jewish and turned their lives around.
So they're Jewish neo-Nazi skinheads who turn their lives around, basically.
Yes, kind of.
Explain.
Let me give you the Cliff Notes version. Here's a couple of people. Grew up in Warsaw. Okay.
The heart of Poland.
Yep. In what they call the concrete jungle, or the concrete jungles there, the housing projects
Sure.
of post-war Poland. And they're part of a, quote, hate-filled white power gang.
Sounds fun.
So they were Nazi skinheads who hated Jewish people and actually
Okay.
spent a good part of their youth beating Jewish people up
Because they're all about
because
white
they were Jewish,
power.
because they're about white power.
Okay.
So,
Very open-minded people then, was what you're saying.
So then the woman goes into, or the woman hears her grandma mention something about Jewish ancestry and goes down to Poland's Jewish Historical Institute to learn the truth, which I'm surprised she didn't burn down, being a Nazi skinhead at the time. Found out that not only was she a Jew, so was her husband. They both
Wow.
had Jewish ancestry. Turns out their families had their roots were buried, post-war.
Escaped like Nazi
to escape
occupied
persecution from the
Poland.
Germans and the Soviets. Because
Wow.
they were both equally bad on Jews.
Wow.
So this couple, once they came to terms, the guy actually said he couldn't look in a mirror because he couldn't look at himself because he hated what he saw because what he saw was a Jew.
So their whole family, both their families, have had this secret for years and years and years.
Yes.
Like the grandparents and then the parents.
And looked on
and
as
then-
these people were joined neo-Nazi cults.
Never said a word. Wow.
So when they found
That's
out,
a little fucked up.
when they found out they were Jewish,
It's almost like these people are stupid. Or, like they're Polish or something.
right? So that's terrible.
That is
How
terrible.
many, why did the Polak climb the glass wall?
I don't know.
See what was on the other side.
Oh!
Hey-o. I shouldn't say it. I'm half Polish. I might be Jewish. Who knows? These Poles.
You could
didn't
be
know
half
they were
Jewish and half Polish.
I could.
Could be the same half, though.
And I could, and then I'm 1/3 Liechtensteinian.
Liechtensteinian?
Yeah.
I don't want to lick anybody's Stinian.
So anyway, they're active members now of the Jewish community in Warsaw. They went and found the head.
So they went from like hardcore Jewish haters
to like
active
hardcore Jews.
Jewish people.
Talk about waffling on your stance in life.
Well, at least they're very passionate about whatever they do, though. I mean, they take it all. They go 100% no matter what they're doing.
The man, whose name was Pavel, said he'd been a skinhead and a nationalist 100%.
Was his last name Goldstein? And he just
hope so.
wasn't sure.
No, they didn't give their last names, understandably, because they don't want the Nazi group to come beat them up. So yeah, so they went and hooked up with the chief rabbi of Poland, and he was a mentor, and now they're full on Jewish. They actually both work at for the Jewish church
Holy
synagogue
crap.
or whatever the Jewish synagogue, and yeah,
I wonder what their
That's crazy.
Former,
I just saw that.
the former people that they used to hang out with, which I'm sure were all skinhead
Mm-hmm.
neo-Nazis. I wonder what they think. Or if they got their asses kicked now that they're
I'm assuming that they probably don't have contact anymore.
weird.
That is weird. I know there's not a lot of humor in that, but I saw that and I thought that was kind of amazing.
So that was the really actual newsy part of our program.
yeah.
Genuine news. I was waiting for you to get to the punchline.
Do you think they beat each other?
Waiting
up?
for you to segue into some.
Do you think they beat
sort
each
of
other?
funny
Oh,
part.
ho, ho! I'm not going to take that opportunity. You're trying to provide me with a nice segue,
I was.
but I'm not going to do it.
You don't, that's too easy. You like the
I'm not gonna
challenging
fall for
ones.
it. We I don't know if you listened last week.
Do you think that anybody who's listening now listened last week? Because that would be 2 weeks in a row, and I don't think that
It might happen by
happens.
accident.
It might happen by
Maybe
accident.
they were. Maybe they listened last week and then they went down to the Polish Center to figure out if they were Jews or not, and it's playing in the background.
Maybe.
Maybe they. Maybe they went to erase last week's and accidentally turned this week's on, or maybe they're in jail and they're forced to listen,
to
as part
some
of their
torture.
community.
It's like Guantanamo Bay, and they're getting tortured with this terrible podcast. I'll talk. I swear.
I'll just make it stop. Anyway, I should tell you, the Jewish people brought to you Jewish people's amazing transformation from skinhead to Jewish, Orthodox Jew, whatever they are, skinhead to Jew. I guess they're always Jewish.
Bad to good, basically. Bad to good.
Skinhead to full head hair
With the sideburn things.
with the little curly cues. Brought to you by Ed's Dingo Farm, featuring 100% purebred Australian dingoes to be used for security purpose, zoos, even for pets. Located on Route 297 in Fulham, Massachusetts, right next to Little Wonders Toddler Daycare Center and Playground.
That's unfortunate place for a daycare.
That's as
I wonder which was there first.
as the far side would say, it's trouble brewing.
That is trouble brewing.
It's Ed's Dingo Farm, Colgo Online. I heard they provide dingoes for
they have a
Morningwood
good
Estate.
fence at that daycare.
I hope so. Speaking of Morningwood Estate, call go online now for details about the Morningwood Estate official bird hunt. Lady Rebecca can hunt your birds at no cost to you. Call go online for details. Morningwood Estate.
Wake up with Morningwood.
All right. Well, anyway, last week, for those of you who didn't listen, which is probably all of you, Mike Galicious, that's you,
That is me.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
aware who I am.
threw down a challenge to me,
Laid down
Big
the
Dave.
gauntlet.
and he said that he didn't think that I could. What did you challenge me to do? Set the record for doing
Because
segues?
you were segueing from one unrelated topic to
As
another.
I want to do.
Which I noticed.
Like from
And
being
I-
a skidhead to being a Jew.
Right. I mentioned that your prowess at segues was good.
I am proud of that because I can take a story about the
Seemingly-
space program
right? Unrelated.
and then like spin it into a story
German
about
porn or
yeah,
something.
like that.
So I threw down a challenge, and I wanted to see if we could set a record. Now, there is currently no record, so anything you do would be a record. But this can be an ongoing thing that we do, where we set a record for how many segues between unrelated topics that you can do.
Sarah Tance, Cumberbund, our FCC monitor, had a summer job with the people at the Guinness Book of World Records,
Okay?
and offered, I guess is the word I'm looking for, to unofficially certify our record.
Isn't that an oxymoron? Unofficially certify?
Possibly.
Okay.
So is jumbo shrimp, and
It
you
is.
eat those all the time.
That's true. They're delicious.
So that's exciting news.
So
So
what's
we'll be
what's the
in
current,
Sarah Tan's big book of
what's the
unofficial
current
records.
record
0.
for segues? So we're about to set the record.
Yeah. I would assume a lot of people have done 1,
Sure.
but no one's ever had it unofficially certified like we're going to have.
Right. So you're actually going to go from one to another to another to another, etc.
Yes.
Okay.
We're hoping 10 times smooth.
Because I came up with a list of 10
10
unrelated
words.
random topics.
Do you want to read the list of topics right now?
I will.
Okay.
Here they are, in no particular order.
I should write these down.
You better write these down, 'cause you're going to need to segue. Cheese,
Okay.
electricity,
Okay.
fertilizer,
Okay.
roofing nails.
Roofing nails.
Roofing nails, yeah. You know,
Okay,
like,
sure,
like
yeah.
you put the shingles on with. The Civil War,
The American Civil War.
the American Civil War.
I don't know if it was like the Spanish Civil
No,
War.
we're
or
talking
one in Sierra-
we're talking the Civil War.
Okay.
The Great Salt Lake
Okay.
out there in Utah. Whiskey.
Delicious. I mean,
And
In
this can
moderation.
be American or Canadian or blended or whatever.
Canadian.
Sure, whatever you want to do.
Do I get extra points if I work a Canadian clubber reference in somewhere?
Sure.
Okay.
Small game hunting. Which
We
you
just
can
talked
do
about that at
like
Morningwood
Morningwood States. Light beer.
Okay.
And post-communist Russia.
Ooh.
Threw out a big one there at the end.
I don't even know if I can spell that. That's
now,
hyphenated. And
I think you should do those in that order.
Okay, what other rules are there? How's this going to go? Explain it to me. You're the moderator. What's the rules?
So
You're
the
judge.
rules are you have to do a small snippet about each topic. Like cheese, oh, I love cheese. Cheese is delicious. I love cheddar, blah, whatever. And then be like, speaking about cheese, electricity makes me think of cheese. You know, whatever.
Sure.
I can't
Okay.
segue like you can, so it's hard for me to. But explain each one individually and segue from
Okay.
one to the other. And you can't just use nonsensical segues. It has to make some sort of sense. Otherwise, it's not really a
Otherwise,
segue.
you're going to like bzz me.
Yeah, it might
and then
buzz
I'm
you.
gonna-
It might buzz you. So if you can do all 10, that will set the bar.
What do I get?
You get our congratulations.
Okay.
Mine and Sarah Tance. And I could print you out like a little certificate you can hang on your office.
Cool. I mean,
And that's it.
that's the rules.
And then maybe in a month or two, we'll try to maybe go to 15 or
And
something.
you're the judge that decides if
the
I
judge.
am getting it or not.
I'm the decider.
So even if I'm like, cheese is great, and cheese actually can be used to produce electricity.
Yeah, I'd
you're
have
like,
to buzz
zzz.
that. Yeah, I'd buzz that. So whenever you're ready, begin
What if I'm like, cheese is great, you make fondue, my fondue pot runs on electricity.
that. You can
That
do-
would count?
That would be okay. That would be okay. So whenever you're ready, you can begin. The listeners are waiting.
Can I have a moment to compose myself?
Sure, compose away. You want me to like hum the theme from Jeopardy? Because dead air is bad.
Yeah, I
if you knew
know.
that.
I guess I'm ready. I'm very nervous about
You should
this
be
now.
nervous. This is a
This is
historic event.
This is something that comes so naturally to me, and now I'm nervous.
When's
It's like
the-
stage fright when you're trying to pee in front of other people
When's the last time that
to
you've
make
been
a German Scheisse video.
unofficially certified for the Guinness Book of World Records?
I was certified awesome once. Did you know that?
But were you unofficially certified?
No, I took
By the Guinness Book, by someone who once read the Guinness Book of World Records?
No.
Well, there
No,
you go.
I just took a poll of 20 random people and asked them if I was awesome.
And
18 said yes, 1 said no, and one person was like, "Well, I'm not really in awe of you," and I'm like, "Well, I'm going to give you a half because I didn't want to hear the rest of his
so
spiel."
you got 18 and a half.
That's what I
That's
did.
pretty good.
That's a pretty good percentage.
Yeah, that's passing in most local colleges.
So, but I'm nervous. Like my heart's pounding, and I know I'm going to flub this, and I'm not going to be able to.
Okay, here we go. Start with cheese.
Oh, cheese.
Any type of cheese, any topic about cheese.
Sure. Cheese is delicious. The one thing about cheese is that all the microbes that they use to make it actually produce gas in the air. And they've been researchers who have been trying to formulate that gas into a way of creating electricity, like to run it through a turbine, create electricity, because the electrical needs of this country are growing every day. They've actually found that an astonishingly high percentage of the electricity created goes to making fertilizer for use in farms and other applications, like, making bombs, like the terrorists like to make bombs, that actually blow up buildings. They've actually found in some of those buildings that blow up that the roofing nails come out of the shingled roofs on these buildings. Okay, and they fly like huge distances. Like they fly as far as Civil War musket balls were flying. All right, and that's the American Civil War, which is very important. I was reading up on the Civil War, and it turns out I read a book about the impacts of the Civil War on the region around the Great Salt Lake out in Utah. And as it turns out, there was very little impact because there's pretty much just Mormons out there. Mormons who did not drink a lot of whiskey, turns out. They were, had a prohibition against alcohol. So whiskey was not plentiful there. Probably part of the reason they weren't fighting in the war. But one of the things they did do with the ammunition and stuff they produced, instead of going to the war effort, went towards things like small game hunting, which they used to help survive. Small game hunting has been a tradition in the Mormon community for many years. It's spread throughout the world, especially the United States. And one of the things in the area where I'm from that goes with small game hunting is beer, because there's always beer involved. You go out and take your cooler, you sit in the you sit up in your stand or whatever. You drink light beers generally because you want to be able to drink more during the course of the day. Light beers, and then you do small game hunting. You can import light beer from anywhere in the world, like, say, post-communist Russia, except they tend to enjoy a fuller beer in post-communist Russia because now, but light beer's making a comeback as people have choice in the post-communist world.
Wow. That was 10
Did that work?
That was pretty good.
How did that do?
The only comment I have is during the whiskey topic. You basically turned whiskey into Mormons, and you went from the Great Salt Lake, just mentioned whiskey, but then used Mormons in the Great Salt Lake to connect with small game hunting, instead of actually connecting whiskey with small game hunting, and then connecting light beer with small.
Do you want me to go back and do that section again?
No, it's okay.
Are you going to count it or no?
I'm going to count it.
Me?
I'm going to count it because I was unclear about the rules.
I understand what you're saying. I needed to be like the Great Salt Lake is not filled with whiskey.
The Great Salt Lake. If you tasted the Great Salt Lake, it might remind you. It would make you thirsty for whiskey,
which then you can drink whiskey, but I wouldn't recommend it while you're small game hunting because you can shoot someone.
That would have been better.
Okay,
but you did okay. So that was 10.
That was hard.
Ding 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 ding. That's 10.
Yay!
That was hard.
Sarah's
especially post-communist Russia. I was wondering how in the hell you were going to segue from light beer to post-communist Russia.
I took a long time on beer because I forgot it was light beer, and I was like talking about beer, and I was like, oh, it's light beer. I don't want to talk about a full-bodied ale and then get dinged for that.
So the next time we do this, I need to make it more challenging. I need to be more specific.
You don't need to make it more challenging. You just need.
I would have been like Swiss cheese, electricity
hard.
from solar power.
Sure. Sure. That would be
certain
very hard.
Certain kinds of fertilizer, different kinds of very specific.
That'd be hard. This was hard
Tennessee
enough, though.
During the Civil War. The north end of the Great Salt Lake,
which is actually the fresher of the two parts. Did you know that?
I don't know.
Great Salt Lake has a part that's very salinated and a part that's very fresh.
Really?
Because they built a railroad causeway across it in the 50s that basically cut, there's an opening, but it basically cut the flow between the north and south parts of the lake. All the fresh water comes into the north from the rivers. So the fresh water builds there, and the salinity just gets worse and worse in the south.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. I learned that when I was drinking whiskey with a bunch of Mormons, and we were small game hunting on an island.
First of all, you were not drinking whiskey with Mormons, I'll tell you that. I was recently in Salt Lake City for a week, and I've never... First of all, Salt Lake City and Utah, if you want to buy booze, hard liquor, you have to go to a state-owned and run liquor store.
There's a lot of states that have that.
Which is fine. I've never experienced that.
Okay.
So I go to the state liquor store, and I've never felt like such a degenerate buying booze in my entire life.
Why is that?
Well, you go in there, and it's very bright fluorescent lighting.
So God can see you buying booze.
There's no advertisings anywhere.
Okay.
So you don't see... like the Captain Morgan guy.
Sure.
There's
it's
no
not
posters.
like a typical upper Midwest
and it's
place
and
where
it's,
you just go in.
It's bottle after bottle after bottle right next to each other with just the price underneath it.
Oh.
No
Oh.
No shelf space or anything. It's very
What do you mean,
weird.
No? Oh, you mean there's no spaces between them? on
No
the shelves?
space
There's-
between the bottles. It's not like
Well, it's
all
the state of Utah. They have a
fancy.
budget deficit. You have to.
Yeah.
Cut
But
down.
the booze is cheap.
Yeah.
It's as cheap as any place I've ever purchased it at.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's because they
But
figure
the beer is expensive.
if you're buying it, you're an infidel and you're going to go to hell.
True.
So you might as well keep some money to pay for your funeral and your hellbound.
Good thinking. So
Well,
anyway,
that's
it didn't
exciting.
stop me. I mean, I felt bad, but it didn't stop me.
Why'd you
from
feel
buying my
bad?
whiskey.
Why would you feel bad?
I just explained to you why I felt bad.
Do
It
you-
was- I
do
felt
you-
like a degenerate going in
Do
there.
you feel bad when the members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints come to where you live and go to Mass? No. Go to church? No, you don't
No.
feel bad about that.
No.
Why should you feel bad about going there and buying liquor?
Well, because one is church and one is a liquor store. I mean,
So
I'm
maybe-
not saying that the liquor
maybe
store is my church.
Maybe booze is your religion.
No. Sometimes
I'm
I
just
think it
saying
is.
that if they come here and do what they believe in doing, and you don't feel bad, why should you feel bad doing what you believe in doing when you're out there?
Two totally different things. Okay.
That was the ultimate segue right there.
Okay.
Because it was so good, you didn't even know the topics were changing.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, you just blew my mind. So anyway, good. Congratulations on the
Hey,
10
thank you very
segues.
much.
That
I
was
feel
good.
very good. I'm going to look forward to having that certificate.
Yeah, I'll get that right out in the
You're
mail.
not going to make one, are you?
I'll make that right in the. It'll be in the mail.
You're not going to make one up.
I'll take a picture of it and put it on the Facebook page.
Ooh, that's going to be exciting. We are on Facebook.
We are.
That's a good thing to remember. We're on Facebook.
Good
We're on
segue.
Twitter. Thank you. I have some experience. I'm almost all segued out, though. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on Facebook. You can find us Big Dave and Co. on Twitter because we can't put all the letters for Big Dave and Company. Big Dave and Company on Facebook. Big Dave and Company at Cafe Press is our podcast.
I noticed there's some new designs. You have
There's some new designs.
unpaid interns working overtime.
Yep.
putting
We're
designs
going to
up
get
there.
ready to roll out some holiday designs here pretty soon.
We need to get some different designs for the black shirts.
I know we're working on it.
because
That's
I would buy one
Yeah.
because I look better in darker colors because I'm kind of a
I look-
larger gentleman.
I look better in tie dye, so I buy white shirts and tie dye them extensively.
That's weird.
So check us out there at the podcast store. Lots of cool stuff there. You can buy shirts that you can't buy anywhere else.
Like not available in stores.
It's true.
Call now. Operators are standing
If
by.
you don't want
Batteries not included. Some assembly required.
if you don't want to search the interweb for all those things, go to www.bigdaveandcompany.com. There's links to all that stuff, links to the podcast. There's actually semi-readable blog material there on occasions you
Yeah,
can read.
I've perused.
So go to that. Check us out. Thank you for listening. Feel very honored to set the record. You should fucking feel honored to be listening to a record holder. Not you personally. I'm talking to the company out there listening.
Because you were looking at me like
know.
in an angry way.
They
when
like
you said
it.
that.
They like it when you
And I
treat
was
them.
about to cower.
They like it when you treat them rough like that.
You have to
like it.
treat him rough and then,
Put 'em in their
and then
place.
give him a little gentle, but then rough again.
I forgot to tell you that my record-setting quest was brought to you by Sexual Flavors, the erotic bakery in Oakland, California. Do you want something special? Get it by giving Sexual Flavors.
As opposed to sexual favors.
That's
Good
the,
play on words there.
So Sexual Flavors, thank you to them. They
And that's in where?
of Oakland, California.
Oakland, Oaktown.
They have all sorts of everything you could want in erotic cakes. You know, from penis cakes to male stripper cakes. They even make cakes for strippers to come out of.
Cool.
Crafty fine. So Sexual Flavors, call, go online. Also call or go online to get more information about the Morningwood Estate official bird hunt. That's going on pretty soon at Morningwood Estates. Morningwood Estates.
Wake up with Morningwood. I don't think that is going to be a big promotion for them.
That's just what they do.
It's almost worse than their buy one night, get one for double the price promotion.
That was
they
a
have.
good one. They had
Yeah.
2 people signed up for that. I thought that was odd.
They're from Poland.
They were dyslexic people, actually, who thought. Anyway, that's, is there anything else that you want to say to
No.
the people today? Well, you have this.
Congratulations, Big Dave.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, I should give a speech probably. I would like to thank everyone who made
Dave-
this record
Dave,
possible.
We don't have time
I
for
want to
the
thank Mike
speech.
Licious for thinking of the words. I want to thank my parents for teaching me to talk.
Don't forget to thank God.
I want to thank God and my good friend Jeebus. I want to thank the guys who took my TV out of my apartment and set it out on my patio, faced it towards the parking lot.
That was you?
What? No, I
You
don't
made
know.
the news?
No. I'm going to know now that this happens. Anyway, I'm Big Dave saying thank you for listening. I appreciate all your support in helping me set this fantastic record. On behalf of my company, Mike Alicious, the unpaid interns, Sarah Tantz from the FCC / Guinness Book of World Records, Kona the Wonder Puppy, my mom Patsy, and am I forgetting anyone?
Big Dave.
That's a lot of it. I am Big Dave saying thank you, and we'll see you next week.